Good afternoon. My name is Sanjay Sharma. I'm the Dean of the Grossman School of Business at University of Vermont. Thank you for joining us for the 9th Annual Family Business Awards to celebrate the enterprising business families of UVM alums and Vermonters. This is the first time we are hosting a virtual event. It is common knowledge that most businesses worldwide are owned and managed by families. It is less commonly known that 80% of the new ventures in the US start as family firms, where members of the family provide intellectual, financial, and social capital. Virtually 100% of all entrepreneurial activities at the base of the economic pyramid are initiated and operated by families. While S.C. Johnson, Ford, Fidelity, Walmart, Cargill, Mars, News Corp, and Comcast are few of the well-recognized American giants controlled by families, family firms dominate the medium and small category of firms as well. Research shows that regardless of their size and age, family firms tend to be steadfast supporters of their communities, economically and socially, in good times and bad. At the Grossman School of Business, we have a strong focus on entrepreneurship and family business studies. Several faculty members focus on this area of research. Our Family Business Initiative has been supporting the Vermont family businesses since 1998. Around 60% of our business school students come from family enterprises. And they go on to build successful businesses and give back not only to their communities, but to the Grossman School of Business as well. Calkin Hall was built in 1987 with the generous support of Eugene Calkin, founder of Linen & Things, and his wife, Joan Calkin. In October 2015, our school was named the Grossman School of Business. Mr. Grossman ran a third-generation family business, Southern Containers, and is a passionate supporter of our entrepreneurship and family business initiatives. Ifshin Hall honors the generous leadership and support of Steve and Adam Ifshin and their families, a father and son duo that built DLC Corporation, a large commercial real estate American company. They were amongst the first recipients of our Family Business Awards in 2012. Family Capital has listed the Grossman School of Business as one of the 25 best business schools in the world for family business education, with other notable schools like Harvard, Kellogg, and Wharton, IMD from Switzerland, INSEAD from France, and London Business School. We are an excellent company on this coveted list. In addition to these awards, since 2013, we host the annual Global Family Enterprise Case Competition. This is the only competition in the world that brings together student teams to analyze cases focused on dilemmas, challenges, and unique opportunities of family businesses. Since its inception, this competition has attracted competitors and judges from around the world. Over 45 institutions have competed in this competition, and nearly 425 judges have participated. About 300 UVM students have been organizers of these competitions. While two of our Family Business Club leaders managing these awards, Lindy Birch Durkee and Hank Caswell, were Family Enterprise Case Competition organizers last year, Kristen Connors was on the UVM undergraduate team that was amongst the top 5 teams. If you are interested in learning more about this event and related opportunities, please send us a note. I'm also very proud of the accolades that the school and its programs have garnered recently. At a new business school ratings announced in January 2020 by the World Economic Forum at Davos, the Grossman School of Business was ranked amongst the top 9 business schools internationally and top 3 in the US for social impact. Our Master in Accountancy program CPA pass rate for the past 7 years is in the top 10% of all US institutions. Our 1-year Sustainable MBA program has successfully reinvented business education by providing students a graduate degree to directly address the core societal challenges we face today. The program is ranked #1 Green MBA program by Princeton Review 3 years in a row, and #4 Better World MBA program by Corporate Knights. Our many successes and accolades are in large part due to the engagement and support of our dedicated alumni. Excellence at all levels is accelerating at the Grossman School of Business. The possibilities for our students are endless. I hope you enjoy this special celebration of the 2020 Family Business Award winners. Next up is the awards chair, Deeta Sharma. She is the Sanders Chair and Professor of Family Business at the Grossman School of Business. She is also a visiting scholar at the John L. Ward Center for Family Enterprises at the Kellogg School of Management. She is the co-founder of Family Enterprise Case Competition and the UVM Family Business Awards. She serves as the non-voting chair for these awards. Dr. Deeta Sharma is up next. Thank you again.
Thanks for joining us for this very special ceremony to celebrate the accomplishments of some inspiring privately held family enterprises. These dreamers and doers have found smart ways to combine family and business. We follow a 2-step process for these awards: nominations and applications. Anyone can nominate. Self-nominations are welcome. Nominees are invited to complete the full application. The judging panel consists of past winners, and I serve as the non-voting chair, as Dean Sharma mentioned. You will hear from 5 of our 6 judges today as we present our winners. Let me introduce our most experienced judge, Mr. Steve Schlesinger, UVM graduate of 1983, to share his perspective as a 2016 winner and our lead judge since 2017. It was in 1966 that Steve's mother, Sarah Schlesinger, established Schlesinger Associates as a data collection company. By the time she finished her career, the company generated an annual turnover of $100,000. Today, as the world undergoes massive disruption and evolution of markets, the Schlesinger Group continues to stay at the leading edge of qualitative and quantitative data collection and research. The company has grown to over 25 locations in US and Europe, generating over 130 million annual revenues, and expects to grow to double its size within the next 2 to 3 years. They provide excellent solutions to clients while caring for their employees and communities. Listed as America's top 50 most innovative market research companies, this remarkable company has continually perfected the art and science of data collection and research. Passion and family spirit runs deep in the Schlesinger Group that has defined and redefined itself and the meaning of market research for over half a century. COVID has not slowed them down as they quickly learned to work from home. Our lead judge, Mr. Steve Schlesinger, is here to share his thoughts on this year's competition.
It's a privilege and pleasure to be here with you today virtually, and I look forward to being with everyone in the future in person. As Dita mentioned, past winners are the judges for these awards. Our family was honored in 2016, and I've had the privilege of working with remarkable panels of judges since 2017. You will hear from some of my fellow panelists today. For our family, it was a special thrill to win this award, not only because it was totally unexpected for us to be nominated, but also because we love this university and are proud UVM alums. Thus, it carries special meaning for our family. As a judge, I've developed a great appreciation for the care that goes into the selection process and the many significant ways that business families are contributing to our economy and society. We received many impressive applications this year. In selecting our winners, we were very careful to select only those family enterprises whose values are well aligned with those of our university and whose contributions and future we feel very confident. Unanimity of the judging panel was necessary to be selected as a winner. In some instances, we went back to the applicants for more data. In the end, we settled on the 4 winners we are celebrating today. Each winner has demonstrated a commitment to creating sustainable business through family leadership and continuous innovation. My fellow panelist, Ted Castle of Rhino Foods, our 2019 winner of the first generation category, will introduce our first winner. Ann and Ted Castle started Rhino Foods and its precursor, Cheesy's Frozen Custard, in 1981, making desserts and ice cream sandwiches for local restaurants. By 1991, Rhino partnered with Ben & Jerry's to develop one of America's favorite ice cream flavors for over 25 years, the cookie dough. Partnerships with Weight Watchers and Nestle's followed subsequently. Commanding 60% market share for the cookie dough market in the U.S., this standout Vermont company is particularly impressive in its employee-focused programs and spirit of sharing while delivering excellence every day. In addition to leading Rhino with his family, Ted is an excellent sailor and captained the only undefeated hockey team in UVM's history. I enjoyed working as a judge with him and welcome him to announce our first winner. Ted.
Hello, my name is Ted Castle. I'm the owner and founder of Rhino Foods with my wife Ann, and last year we were the recipients of the UVM First Generation Family Award winner. I have the distinct pleasure to announce that this year's winner is American Flatbread. And I'd like to congratulate George and Mary Shank for this amazing accomplishment. I'd also like them to make sure everybody knows I'm a big fan of American Flatbread. Had one tonight for dinner. So I thought it would be interesting to go through the history of their accomplishments because I think that's what's very unique to me as one of the judges. So in 1985, George and Mary experimented with a stone oven and started to make pizzas and serve them out of that stove oven. In 1988, they became successful and they went to the UVM library and researched clay ovens. Now, UVM is taking a fair amount of credit for this. I'm not sure that's true, but we're going to just leave it at that for tonight. And in 1992, what was really interesting, they became so popular with their wholesale and their restaurant that they would make their wholesale product Monday through Friday, and actually on Saturday and Sunday serve and turn their restaurant into a restaurant and serve local customers. That's when they really became an iconic Vermont brand. In 2001, they actually bought the LeBrew Farm and Inn. In 2010, I think this demonstrates their real business savvy, that they set up a licensing agreement for their manufacturing of their wholesale products. And then they could focus on their restaurant and their other side of their business that they really enjoyed more. In 2011, they actually sold the restaurant and licensed that division, and actually now there's 15 American Flatbread restaurants. So what I think is interesting about this story and this history is their ability to stick to their true north of what was important to them. They've obviously trying to navigate the situation of a family business in Vermont and are continuing to navigate with one child in the business and one without, very similar to mine. And they're taking the similar philosophy of see it as it goes and figure out what works for both of them without putting a lot of pressure on them. I'd like to read something that was really interesting to me as we talked about what is important to them. So I'd like to read this because I think they say it better than I would. When I started American Flatbread, I thought I was getting into the pizza business. As the wholesale division developed, I came to think I was in the materials handling business. But with time, I came to realize that we, and all of us truly, are in the human being business. That the things or services we provide only have meaning if they're helpful to our customers, respectful to our employees, responsible to our environment, and constructive to our communities. This is why I believe American Flatbread and George and Mary are well-deserving winners of this year's award. Thank you.
So often people are most curious about how things start, and in a lot of ways it's the starting that is often the hardest. For me, flatbread just sort of sprung out of my head from a desire of cooking with wood and the work that I had been doing as an apprentice in the culinary arts from 1980 to 1985. And in the fall of '84, I had a chance to go to France with George, and it was in France that we saw a wood-fired stone oven for bread baking up in the Haute Savoie. And that winter, after we returned, I kept thinking about it and wondering how I might be able to translate what I saw into something that was doable for someone who basically didn't have any extra money to build an oven and didn't know how to build an oven and didn't know anybody who did know how to build an oven. And all of these things came together in the June of 1985. I built a very small stone oven in the side yard. And a couple of weeks later, I had a chance to do it in a public venue over at Sugarbush, where it was well received, and it's a story of one thing leading to another. But perhaps the most important piece to it was that for me it was about exploring how we might make truly meaningful food with good ingredients and food that tastes great, in a format that was intrinsically less expensive than the white tablecloth dining that I had been cooking in. When I started American Flatbread at Tucker Hill Lodge in 1987, the oven was entirely outside. We had a little tarp, and at night we would bake under the stars. I had our daughter, who was about 9 months old, on my back, and my wife would be working at the table helping putting the toppings on. Several years later, when we were doing in-store demos, I was down in Providence, Rhode Island, at a Whole Foods, and Willis was on my back. He was about 2.5 or 3 at the time, and I remember a fellow coming in, and I said, "Oh, would you like to try a slice of flatbread?" And he looked at me, and he looked like a business person or a salesperson kind of people, and he said, "You know, I've seen a lot of sales presentations, but this takes the cake." And he ended up eating a slice, saying, "Hey, this is good," and he went and got a frozen flatbread. So it's been fun to work with the kids doing this. Willis now works with us, and Hannah is still vitally interested, although her professional work is different. And George and I plug away.
Well, I actually didn't think, I came from Michigan. I didn't think I would ever land in Vermont, let alone married to someone that ended up being a farmer. But here we are, 36 years later, and it's been an interesting ride. You know, I've spent most of my time in the restaurant, so that means every weekend. Now I'm kind of phasing out of that, but it's been a nice experience. We have a beautiful piece of land, and It's been a pleasure to be here, working with all these great people that have worked with us for so many years. I'm honored to be in this family of first generation enterprises and get this award from the Grossman School of Business. So thank you, and it's been a good ride.
Many thanks, Judge Steve and Ted, and congratulations to Mary and George Schenk and the American Flatbread family. This year, we had many strong applications to consider, and we ended up with two equally strong, very different applicants in the multi-gen category. Judge Evan Langfeld, CEO of O'Brien Brothers, winners of 2019 Vermont Legacy Award, will present our first multi-gen award winner. Brothers Leo and Daniel O'Brien started a farming and livestock business in 1958. With the changing needs of Vermont, they first moved into real estate developing low-income housing and later into commercial space. Their passion to build Vermont as a place to live, raise a family, and make memories drew Evan Langfeld, an experienced real estate management professional, towards O'Brien in 2016. Judge Evan Langfeld will present our next winner.
My name is Evan Langfeld, and I am the president and CEO of O'Brien Brothers, winner of the 2019 Family Business Awards Vermont Legacy Family Enterprise. As a leader of a 60-plus-year-old family organization, I understand both the challenges and opportunities that arise from these types of businesses. And as such, receiving the award was a great honor and validation of the decades of hard work, perseverance, vision, and execution that goes into not only creating and growing a successful family business, but sustaining it over the long haul through generational change. I want to again thank the University of Vermont's Grossman School of Business for recognizing O'Brien Brothers last year. This year it is my great honor to announce R.K. Miles as the 2020 Family Business Award winner in the multi-generational category. 2020 marks the 80th anniversary of this iconic Vermont company, representing a wonderful story of how each generation has contributed to its growing legacy of success. The company's roots go back to the 1880s when Frederick Miles first purchased 800 acres of timberland in Arlington, Vermont. Son Richard Miles founded Miles Lumber, later renamed as R.K. Miles in 1940, to sell lumber, hardware, fuel oil, and coal. Third generation leader, Richard Miles Jr., or Dick as he was known to family members, friends, and customers alike, grew the business to supply everything to build anything to the ski communities of Bromley, Stratton, and Magic Mountain. Josiah Miles, or Joe, the current fourth generation leader, added new locations and grew the business to include consumer goods, a kitchen and bath design center, as well as a window showroom and millworks. Now in the fifth generation, Henry Miles is helping to expand the company to 4 new locations throughout Vermont. Our judging panel found this company impressive on a variety of fronts: thoughtful governance, financial growth and success, depth of community contributions, and proactive development of next generation leaders, to name a few. While all of the nominated businesses had impressive track records and compelling stories, R.K. Miles stood out to me personally, not just for their sustained success over generations in a difficult industry, but because they have been an integral project partner and material supplier to our company O'Brien Brothers on our ongoing project Hillside at O'Brien Farm. I know firsthand the quality of customer service, materials, and goods they provide, and the caliber of the people they employ. They are responsive, proactive, and their employees seem to genuinely enjoy working for their company and take pride in it. That means something, and it translates into the quality of service they provide. And importantly, Joe Miles is a hands-on leader who meets personally with customers to find solutions to their problems and clearly takes his role as a steward of the family business very seriously. I could not be happier that the 2020 Multi-Generational Family Business Award is going to R.K. Miles. Congratulations, Joe, Henry, and the rest of the Miles family, and all of your staff members as well. Well deserved.
Hello, I'm Joe Miles, president of RK Miles. We're so honored to have been recognized by UVM for the Family Business Award for 2020. We have an orientation video that we recently produced for our new recruits at RK Miles we'd like to share with you. It highlights our industry, our business, and a bit about our family and its history. Thank you again to UVM for recognizing us with this wonderful award, and congratulations to all the other recipients.
Welcome to RK Miles. You're now part of an industry-leading team of over 200 employees across 6 locations. To help you get acquainted, I'd like to share some important information about our company and what makes it so successful. But first, I'd like to tell you about the lumber and building materials industry. Our industry has 2 main segments: the home improvement segment, like Home Depot and Lowe's, and the lumber and building materials segment, like RK Miles and our direct competitors. While Home Depot and Lowe's have a commanding market share in the do-it-yourself and handyman markets, lumber and building material dealers, like RK Miles, continue to be the primary supplier to new residential and commercial construction projects and to the addition and renovation markets. This is true because lumber and building material dealers have a broader selection of products and, most importantly, a highly skilled staff that can accurately specify, engineer, design, estimate, procure, and deliver the products that go in today's most complex building projects. At RK Miles, our core services and functions include building materials estimating and sales. Our skilled estimators can transform a set of blueprints into a comprehensive list of materials for a project, while our salespeople guide the customer through the selection, ordering, and delivery process. Our window and door specialists work with our customers to identify products that will meet both code and design goals. Our hardware sales team are experts in tools, paint, and builder's hardware. Our dispatch, material handlers, and drivers are at the core of executing on what we promise as a company: deliveries on time and in full. And our administrative staff keeps the phones routed, the bills paid, the customer accounts current, and the books accurate. In addition to the products and services we provide our customers, it is our mission at RK Miles that keeps us focused on what is most important and guides us in our daily work. Our mission is to be reliable. We want to be the person in the company that our customers can count on. Responsive. Our customers and coworkers expect and depend on a quick and accurate reply and a clear understanding of what can be expected. Informed. Our customers expect us to know our stuff, or be willing to say, "I don't know, but I'll find out." And caring. Our company's way of doing business is rooted in its small Vermont town history. Nearly 100 years ago, my grandfather and grandmother began their journey in the lumber and building materials industry with a small logging and mill operation. The success of the business in those days was tied to a mutually supportive employer, employee, and community. Everyone worked hard on behalf of everyone else. This continues to be our way here at RK Miles today. These 4 attributes have been the cornerstone of our past success and are at the foundation of our business strategy and our company's mission statement today. It's great to have you on our team. I hope this short video has helped you understand a little bit about our business and what you will need to do to be successful here at RK Miles.
Thanks, Evan. And let me add my special appreciation to the Miles family for helping to build our Vermont communities and economy. Judge Christina Von Trapp Frame of the Trapp Family Lodge winner of 2019 Vermont Legacy Award, will announce our next award. The iconic Von Trapp family that inspired the Sound of Music film have been welcoming guests to their Stowe, Vermont lodge since the 50s, offering music lessons and renting rooms to skiers. In the 60s, they opened the first cross-country ski trail network in the United States. The commercial cross-country skiing originated at the Trapp family lodge over 50 years ago. Trapp's timeshare project is a market leader in Northeast. Today, this hard-working Vermont family runs over 100 timeshare chalets, 20 villas, a Von Trapp brewery, and beer hall restaurant on a 2,600-acre property. Much of this property has been donated to the Stowe Land Trust. Please welcome Christina Von Trapp to announce our next award winner.
Hello, I'm Christina Von Trapp Frame. Thank you to the UVM Grossman School of Business for the opportunity to be a part of the 2020 Family Business Awards. Last year, when my family business, Trapp Family Lodge in Stowe, Vermont, received the Multi-Generational Family Business Award, it was a wonderful way to reconnect with the UVM community and to create new relationships with people and family businesses. This year, I'm very pleased to announce Rugy's Automotive of Rhinebeck, New York, as the winner of the 2020 Multi-Generational Family Business Award. Congratulations. In 1935, Joseph Rugy started with a one-pump Sunoco fueling station. In 3 short years, Joseph and his brother Herman collaborated to become Oldsmobile dealers and moved from their original 1935 site into a larger 3-bay garage. With a keen eye to the future, they added GMC trucks in the 1950s, all the while focusing on delivering the highest level of customer service, which continues to this day. Joseph's son Louis became an official partner in 1963, and recognizing the need for smaller, more fuel-efficient cars, became one of the first Subaru dealers in 1970. In 1985, they purchased a Chrysler Dodge Jeep dealership, as well as creating a wholesale parts and accessories business. In 2015, Louis's daughter, Kristen Rugy Hutchins, acquired majority ownership and became president. Today, Kristen and Louis jointly own and operate the company's 3 locations. There are also 4th-generation family members working in the family business or completing their education before being invited to join the family business. We, the judges, were particularly impressed by Rugy's excellence in a few areas: the clarity and organization of their family governance, customer service, and their close connection to their employees, as Rugy's participates in many varied and essential community programs, from school lunches to hospitals. And we also would like to acknowledge Kristen for successfully integrating female leadership into a mostly male-dominated business, and in turn becoming a role model for other leaders in the industry and beyond. Our warm congratulations to the Rugy's Automotive family.
In 1935, a young entrepreneur named Joseph Rugy opened a one-pump fueling station and limited repair facility in the village of Rhinebeck, New York. Little did he know that in opening the doors to his business, he'd open the road for generations to come. In 1938, his son Louis was born. He grew up going to work with his dad, and after graduating from Union College and then serving as an officer in the U.S. Air Force, Louis returned to his hometown to become Joseph's business partner.
When I came back out of the military to start my new career in 1963, my father and I joined as partners, and we were dealers, Oldsmobile dealers at the time. And in 1970, when I had a kind of a hankering that we ought to have a little car, they had Volkswagens and Hondas, and Subaru came by, and we actually took on the Subaru dealership. They extended into a campaign, the Love campaign, and this fit very well into our commitment to the community, to our desire to donate to the community, to be part of the community as we've always been. We were able to, through their work and some of our work, donate over $200,000 over a series of years to things like Meals on Wheels and especially our local hospital.
As Louis and wife Charlotte raised their 3 daughters, Kristen, Gretchen, and Erica, the business likewise grew. In 1985, Louis added the Chrysler Dodge Jeep dealership. 30 years later, Kristen Ruge Hutchins became the 3rd generation president and CEO. And in 2016, the company further expanded with the purchase of its Chevrolet store.
So everyone in our family is part of the volunteering in our community, and being part of this business gives us a good opportunity to volunteer in a lot of different areas of the community. I volunteer with the Women's Retail Network with GM, which gives me an opportunity to go beyond our local area and support other women in business and coming into the business.
Today, Ruge's continues to be a beloved and highly respected multi-generational family business, now employing over 100 people across 3 stores. Their commitment to enriching life for others shows up in many other ways as well. Benefactors such as Astor Services for Children and Families, Taconic Little League, Hudson Valley LGBTQ Center, Meals on Wheels, Porch Fest, Toys for Tots, and countless others represent a range of causes they support.
So Louis has always been involved with Northern Dutchess Hospital. A few years back, they were looking to expand, enhance the emergency room, operating rooms, and it was a huge project. I believe he raised, in the first round of funding, almost $10 million, and then he went back for round 2 and I believe raised another $10 million, and that was just cultivated from him, boots on ground, talking to local people, really just getting everyone to pitch in and support what the hospital was trying to do. So the automotive business is heavily weighted towards male. Kristen is definitely unique to the automobile business. When she took over the business from her father, she really embraced trying to change, that stigma behind what it stands for as far as being a dealer principal and things like that, and really break the mold of this male-dominated world.
I most value the employees that we have. Without the wonderful employees and the community, we wouldn't have what we have today.
Our business is all about ease of engagement with our customers and trying to make it easy for them to work with us. So we've tried to incorporate whatever technology is out there, from the use of iPads to the online scheduling, trying to make it a touchless environment today with our COVID problems and whatnot, and just bringing all that into the workplace and making it easier for our customers to operate with us, on top of which we try to do it also for our employees and the ease of work for them.
Yeah, so it's really fun to be able to work in the business and carry on what's been done by the generations before me, and also create new ideas for the future.
My grandfather, or as I call him, Pop, has shown me the ways of everything I do in my daily life, from work to play to everything. His ability just to go out there and do anything he wants to do just inspires me.
This is what I wanted. This is what I feel is my core, what I want to be and what I've done, and it's been a great life, and I wouldn't give it up for the world.
Not only is our business multi-generational, but we are also a multi-generational UVM graduate family. I represent the 3rd generation. My mother graduated in '57, my father's brother in 1970, and Mitchell will graduate next year in 2021.
Go Cats!
Thank you, Christina. Yay for Mitchell's family. While our judges had no idea about this until after they had completed their deliberations, Roots was the only family nominated this year whose child is a Grossman student, and among our top students, I might add. So congratulations, not only for this special award, but thanks for lending us your son for a few years. It is now my honor to introduce our next judge, Jen Kimmick, co-founder of another trailblazing Vermont craft brewery, The Alchemist, winners of 2018 Family Business Award. Jen and John Kimmick started a 60-seat brew pub in Waterbury in 2003. Over time, they started an innovative brewery. Following their desire to grow it responsibly, and sustainably, they made significant investments like $1 million wastewater pre-treatment facility managed by a full-time professional waste manager. With an aim to become a destination brewery for visitors to Vermont, their second brewery has a thoughtfully designed visitor center, a delight for Vermonters and visitors alike. Judge Jen Kimmick will now introduce the winner of the Vermont Legacy Award.
It is an honor to be here today for the UVM Family Business Awards. As the co-owner of a first-generation family business, I am truly in awe of the family businesses that have survived and thrived in Vermont for several generations. Trow & Holden of Barre, Vermont, my hometown, is one such business. They were founded in 1890 and are now sixth-generation family-owned. I am proud to announce Trow & Holden as the winner of the 2020 Vermont Legacy Award. Trow & Holden began as a manufacturer of stoneworking tools for the local granite industry. Over the years, they have developed several patented pneumatic tools and hammers, establishing themselves as manufacturers of the highest quality and most varied stone cutting tools anywhere in the world. Trow & Holden has played a significant role in preserving and celebrating the stone trades in Barre. They have invested significant efforts and resources in the Vermont Granite Museum. Furthermore, each of their employees complete a 4-year apprenticeship in tool making, thus preserving their craft for future generations. Over the years, Trow & Holden has been a reliable supporter of the community and organizations, including the Barre Opera House, the Humane Society, and the Special Olympics, to name just a few. As a beneficiary of their community investments in Barre, I am very proud to welcome Trow & Holden to our Special Family Business Awards community. Congratulations.
We make stoneworking tools, started making them for the granite industry in Barre right after the Civil War. Right from the very beginning, it was all very much a creative process. And Barre was different. Barre grew from an influx of people from outside the country. They were sculptors, they were artists, they were designers. And that still pervades Barre completely today. That really is what sets this town apart. And we are lucky enough to be in a place where we're making the tools for the people who do that work. The history of this company is the history of Barre.
Fundamentally, we make a very simple product. We make hammers and chisels, and those have been around since the cavemen. And in theory, it's all very simple, but in practice, it's not. It's very technical. The materials are very technical. The heat treat, we saw a little bit of it today. I mean, there's a lot of science behind that. You know, what metal does when you heat it up and you cool it down. And Norm is like a heat treating expert. I mean, he could answer almost any question you had off the top of his head and tell you what it all meant. For me, that's something that I still have to learn.
When I first was growing up in this company, I remember going out into the forge shop, and the noise was just unbelievable, and the heat and the smoke. There was one guy working in a chair, and it was Rudy Ainsworth. And Rudy sat in front of that fire and forged the same parts for 8 hours a day, every day. He felt what he was making, he had more control with that forge and a fire and a hammer than anybody out here with a precision piece of equipment. So, you know, we moved a lot of the production into the plant, but we keep the forge shop. We're very fond of the forge shop. The hammers are really kind of special, and they show how we did things and how we could still do things, and they're still very loud.
The people who are good at what they do here, they're craftsmen, and you know, we have guys that have been here for almost 40 years. Having their knowledge is truly invaluable. Having that legacy and having those people coming to work every day and putting their knowledge into the products that we make is what makes them so good.
A lot of people look at Barre, they just can't figure it out. It's a mill town that still works. You know, how can that be? There aren't any of those left, right? It's still working and still flourishing, still doing the same wonderful work that it always has. I'm always amazed that people think, oh, a 5- and 6-generation company. There are a number of those companies that are that old in Barre. It's because Barre really offers the kind of center, the kind of core in your life that allows companies to flourish and go on for that long. It's a pretty special place.
I think that Barre actually has a really compelling story for people who are my age who are looking for a place to settle. There's a vibrant downtown, there's a lot of community, the schools are really good, you can get some really great houses at some really great prices.
When I was still in college, my dad was asking, what do you think you want to do? Travel the world and, set the world on fire. And I left. My dad was very encouraging of that. It was a risk for him. And 42 years later, here I am. And my daughter, same thing. When she headed out to Scotland into her career in alternative energy, I really encouraged her to do that. And it was a risk, but it was a risk that was well worth it. She's come back to the company with skills that I surely never had, and will serve this company and the people who work here for a long time.
I'm really lucky because what I always say is Norm has been the steward of Trow and Holden. I mean, he's been here for 42 years. He's had a dream and a vision from the start, and he cares. I think that if I can carry on with Trow and Holden as well as my dad did, then I'll be very proud of myself. I'll consider that an ultimate success. And if in 42 years from now, I've got the same type of company that Jack, my son, can look at and think about coming into, then I will be beyond proud.
Many thanks, Jen, and warm congratulations to Trow and Holden family. Thanks for your contributions over the generations and building our beautiful state while spreading your wings of excellence around the globe. In addition to the 5 judges you met today, Mr. Michael Bergman, winner of 2019 award, also served on our judging panel this year, investing considerable efforts into the selection process. Thank you, Michael. Each judge brought a unique perspective to the panel, making it truly diverse and demanding as they work to compare applicants on their business success, strategic innovations, governance, management of family and business linkages, and most importantly, contributions to their community. Discussions were energetic, but the decisions unanimous. We thank our judges for lending their time and expertise to us. Together, we're building a very special community of enterprising families. We love these awards as they recognize the best of the best who are successfully managing to balance family and business and economic and social objectives of their family enterprises. In addition, they help connect our students with our alums and inspire us all. In the past 9 years, since 2012, we've recognized 34 family enterprises with these special awards. Together, these companies have been in existence for over 2,300 years with the current families, and even more when we consider their time with families from whom they were purchased. These 34 companies employ and support over 9,800 individuals and generate annual revenues exceeding $1 billion. This all reinforces the message of Dean Sharma in his opening remarks that family enterprises contribute significantly to our economy and society. Congratulations to all our winners, and many thanks to you for helping make this event a celebration. The winners of this year are invited to join the 2021 judging panel as I continue as the non-voting chair. The last word of this celebration goes to Kristen Connors, a family business club leader and our student.
Hi there, my name is Kristen Connors, and I am a rising senior here at the University of Vermont, and I am also the co-president of the Family Business Club. Based on the numerous winners present here today and the many, many nominees we receive each year, it's clear that family business is important. However, what isn't emphasized nearly enough is that family business isn't just important, it's absolutely necessary. Family business is the very heart of our economy. They're pioneers of innovation, and they shape our values. Family business is the best of what business is and represents what every business should strive to be. Here at the University of Vermont, we have our own successful family business club. Through cases, panels, and student sessions, we hope to teach our students the family business perspective, both from a business standpoint and through a personal growth perspective. If anyone has any questions about involvement with our club, please feel free to reach out to me at any time. Again, congratulations to our winners, and thank you for your time here today.